national standards, and we see that this will form the backbone of the national standards as well, and those standards are really important for ensuring we get true contestability, not just for ticketing industry, but for public transport itself, both in Auckland in the long term and across the country. So that's, we see this as quite a strategic day and a strategic investment on behalf of the NZTA to ensure that we have that level playing field for the long term. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dave. Now I'd like to call upon Pierre Mesajowski, Vice President of Thales. This is your day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Look, I think that everybody agree that it has been a kind of long process, but I'm able to unveil why it was so long. And the reason is it's his fault. It's Fergus' fault. Because starting from the beginning, Fergus wanted me to agree to have the French team not beating the Blacks for the next Rugby World Cup. It has been a very difficult negotiation, but I think that 2 weeks ago we gave good guarantee to Fergus that it will be very unlikely for the French team to win. No, seriously, yes, two years of negotiation, fruitful negotiation. I would like, of course, to thank all your team, Fergus, a fantastic team. It's not so often that you meet with customers who know very well the subject. It's a complex subject. Of course, those ticketing activities, smart card projects are complex, and it has been a very, very professional negotiation. Again, I will say, like you have said, some word about Thales, about our experience in this kind of business. You will see in this banner that well, it will not be the first one. This contract in ticketing will come on top of several others, like Oslo, like Manila, like Paris, like Taipei. Just two that I would like to highlight: Turin and Beijing. The two one was interesting because those two ticketing program was to be delivered for the Olympics, and it's a good view, it gives you a good idea about the capability of Thales to be on time for delivering those projects. I would like also to touch base on 3 other big projects that we have run with Octopus, the Netherlands, Dubai, and Hong Kong, because those 3 were really multimodal, multi-operator projects, and I guess that what we would like to deliver here in Hong Kong with Octopus is pretty close to what Octopus have done in Hong Kong. So if you don't mind, I would like Brian to give you some highlight about this outstanding system in Hong Kong.
Right, thanks Pierre, and thanks Chairman and Arta for inviting us to join in your project. It's a terrific honour for us, and one we're going to fulfil diligently. The Hong Kong system is pretty well known. I think Greg mentioned that we probably had nearly every transport operator in the world pass through Hong Kong at some stage and actually experience the Octopus system. We are born from the transport operators. It was originally built by the transport operators to build efficiency and cost effectiveness into their system. It was only later that the sort of wider commercial opportunities were thought about once the system was doing its fundamental job, which is to provide a superlative experience for the customer. And I think anybody who has visited Hong Kong will vouch that it is a totally seamless system. In fact, moving through the system, strangely enough, not at least half the travelling public are not even aware what the fare they're paying. They don't want to know. It's so simple. So long as they hear the famous beep, then they know everything's fine, and more importantly, they know the right fare has been deducted every time. So there's a high degree of confidence in the system, a high degree of integrity, and it's something that you know, we take great pride in. and with that pride we also ensure that that really goes into our international projects as well. We carry or handle about 11 million transactions a day. So at some stage, New Zealand hopefully will be carrying out 11 million transactions. So we do that every day, and we've done that for 12 years. So multiply that, we literally handle billions and billions of transactions in our time. But all the time, looking at our system, seeing how to improve it, particularly on the security and data confidentiality. It's a continuous evolution, and working with Thales is particularly helpful because they are really the world's expert in security, transaction security. It's another one of their feathers that is not often mentioned. So there's a mutual learning, and every project brings new challenges, new things to do, and that all helps us to develop our product and hopefully keep it right at the forefront of the world as the best central clearinghouse, the best real core of the system. And so once again, it's a real terrific honour to be here, and I'm looking forward to the World Cup as well, but England have not made any guarantees.
So if I may, Mr. Chairman, just a last word about the way we want to deliver this project. Have you noticed my slight accent? I'm French, but we are not going to deliver this project from France or from Hong Kong or from Australia. We are going to deliver this project here in New Zealand. The main part of the commissioning of the system integration will be done here in New Zealand. And this platform that we are going to deliver to the customer will be fully operated in New Zealand by New Zealand people. It's why we are pretty hopeful to be able to create up to 60 to 70 jobs here in New Zealand. And on top of this business, Thales will is clearly to develop his footprint in New Zealand. We got a solid naval business, and on top of those 60 to 70 jobs, Thales should create in the next 2 or 3 years an additional 100 jobs here in Auckland. To do that, we are going to have a local team. The new New Zealand director of Thales will be Peter Beggs. So Peter is here. Peter don't have the same accent that I have. He's a Kiwi. We will have a great local team, and I can guarantee that Thales is really behind this project, fully enthusiastic about that, and fully committed for the success of this project.
Thank you very much. Just before we move to the signing, there's a slight amendment to be made to the contract document to include the undertaking you've just given. So at this stage, we'll move on to the signing of the contract itself, and then we'll open up the floor for questions from the media.
Do we move, or did you move the curtain? Thank you very much. You see, Greg, it's not so simple.
Right, now that we've got that very